Good afternoon, good evening, and to our attendee in Australia, good morning. Dobre wieczór. My name is Dan Oren, and I'm the volunteer president of Friends of Jewish Heritage in Poland, a nonprofit US-based public charity. I'd like to begin by recognizing several of our attendees and participants, including in the United States, Ambassador Ronald Slaughter, Senator Russell Feingold, Professor Annette Insdorf, and in Poland, Ambassador Piotr Puchta, former mayor of Tarnów, Roman Ciepela, vice mayor of Tarnów, Agnieszka Kawa, and Professor Jonathan Weber. But all of you who are on this call are VIPs in my mind. Thank you for being here. We are all on this Zoom event to honor Rabbi Michael Schudrich and Mr. Adam Bartosz for their distinguished service in preserving the Jewish heritage in Poland. With luck, you can see the same screen I'm seeing right now. And let me tell you why we are here and how we got here. There are over 1,200 Jewish cemeteries in Poland. With few exceptions, they are in a devastated or at best severely overgrown state. As we all know, a dark cloud of history stained Jewish life in Poland in the 20th century. Part of that darkness erased 90% of Polish Jewry and exiled another 5%. During World War II and its aftermath, the Jewish cemeteries of Poland were largely laid waste. We are not here today to review that darkness specifically. We are here today to celebrate life and the people who bring light amidst where others have made darkness. Today, FJHP, the Polish Foundation for the Preservation of Jewish Heritage in Poland, owns more than 150 of the 1,200 Jewish cemeteries. FJHP may well own more Jewish cemeteries than any other entity in the world. And on behalf of the Polish and world Jewish communities, it tries to support countless more. It tries to do this impossible job with an impossibly small budget. For that reason, in 2015, FJHP began its Adopt a Jewish Cemetery initiative. To the credit of Marla Rocher Osborne and the FJHP leadership at that time, they recognized the task was impossible without help, and they encouraged descendants to adopt a Jewish cemetery. For that reason, the following year, 2016, building on the Adopt a Jewish Cemetery initiative, Friends of Jewish Heritage in Poland was founded to be a partner to FJHP in its efforts. We're an all-volunteer organization that raises funds to support FJHP in its work, or at least wherever the limited resources that we have can help FJHP with its work. We were founded to provide a common pathway, if you will, for descendants and other supportive parties to work with FJHP, and we also work with others among the small, wonderful Polish groups protecting Jewish cemeteries to support their efforts, including Tarnów, where a pathway, as you see, was restored amidst decay. There are also a handful of US, Israeli, and European-based charities that do this kind of work, most of which specifically focus on one cemetery of interest. In Poland, I particularly acknowledge the decades-long work of the Nissenbaum Family Foundation in devoting immense resources and time to rescuing Polish Jewish cemeteries from devastation. In our 8 years of work, Friends of Jewish Heritage in Poland has one by one worked in and supported cemetery protection work in over 30 cemeteries as seen in this map. Indeed, 95% of our work is devoted to Jewish cemeteries. Almost all of our work in partnership with FJHP or other locally based Polish nonprofit organizations or with a local Jewish community. Sometimes the work is at the level of a single tombstone, as in the oldest Jewish cemetery in Poland, that in Lublin, where we worked with two descendants of Naftali Zygelman and the Warsaw Jewish community and professional Polish conservators to restore his desecrated 200-year-old tombstone, the Matseva, found lying on the ground and today reset on a pedestal so that it looks as good as new, and it restores a measure of dignity to one space in a place that's been ravaged by time, war, and vandalism. In Pshisucha, as shown by these before and after photos, we worked with FUDGE, the Matseva Foundation, and the University of Stettin to clean up the overgrown and thoroughly devastated Jewish cemetery there. Other work has involved helping FUDGE and an Israeli prophet to place a memorial sculpture on the site of the raised Kawushin cemetery that lists the name, this monument, of every Jewish resident of the town before the war, so those names will not be erased from history. In Novogrod, volunteer project leader Jeffrey Miller led a project to put up an information signboard about the town and cemetery's history. In Gripov, we helped support Polish Olympic medalist Dariusz Popiela to erect a monument naming the murdered Jews from that town. In Sochochin, we worked with descendant Albi Kaba and FUDGE to help fund a proper gate and wall for the cemetery. Recognizing that what we do must not end with our generation, as almost all of us find ourselves getting older, Friends of Jewish Heritage in Poland has been delighted to partner with Jewish Gen and with the Matseva Foundation for annual trips where we take college students to Poland to learn Polish Jewish history, observe Polish Jewish life, and then spend a few days doing the holy gardening work of cleaning a neglected Jewish cemetery. These photos depict work recently in Krasnistov and Pshisucha. Our students inevitably have found this work life-changing and life-affirming. So why are we and why are all of you here today? To honor two of our mutual heroes, Rabbi Michael Schudrich and Mr. Adam Bartosz. It is said that we live in a time without any prophets. I think that is wrong. The prophets, Prophets, are there if only we have the strength to listen to their call for us to do the right thing. And we believe Rabbi Schudrich and Mr. Bartosz fit that description. The work of preserving Jewish life, Jewish memory, and Jewish cemeteries is difficult anywhere in the world. Given that history, it's been an exceptional challenge in Poland. But Rabbi Schudrich and Mr. Bartosz offer hope amidst the challenges. These two people, heroes, exemplify the work of protecting Jewish cemeteries. To share words of honor, I am grateful to my co-presenters, Ronald S. Lauder, Piotr Puchta, and Elizabeth Schanzer, and I thank them for sharing this forum honoring Rabbi Schudrich and Mr. Bartosz. Our first recipient is Rabbi Michael Schudrich, shown here in these photos, different aspects of his work, all over Poland, doing work all the time. To introduce Rabbi Schudrich, I call upon Friends of Jewish Heritage board member Elizabeth Schanzer, art curator and principal of ESK Art.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan, for that wonderful introduction. And I'm very happy to be able to introduce Rabbi Michael Schudrich. It's an honor. So Michael Schudrich was born in New York City in 1955. Educated in Jewish day schools in the New York area, he graduated from SUNY Stony Brook in 1997 with a degree in religious studies. He then received smicha through Yeshiva University and received an MA in history from Columbia University in 1982. Schudrich served as rabbi of the Jewish community of Japan from 1983 to 1989. He was also involved with the recognition of the heroism of Consul Sugihara. As a student in the 1970s, Michael Schudrich began his travels to Eastern Europe by leading Jewish groups to those countries and meeting with the survivors of the Jewish communities. In 1990, he began working for the Ronald S. Lauder Foundation and spent 1992 to 1998 residing in Warsaw, Poland. In June 2000, Rabbi Schudrich returned to Poland as the rabbi of Warsaw and Łódź and in December 2004 was appointed Chief Rabbi of Poland. Rabbi Schudrich is the recipient of several awards and medals, and he has one daughter, Ariana. And now I will tell you all of that, recite that in Polish. Bear with me. Michael Schudrich urodził się w Nowym Jorku w 1955 roku. Wykształcenie zdobył w żydowskich szkołach w rejonie Nowego Jorku. W 1977 roku ukończył nowojorski Stanowy Uniwersytet w Stony Brook. Specjalizację w zakresie studiów religijnych. W 1982 roku Schudrich uzyskał tytuł magistra historii na Columbia University. Następnie otrzymał ordynację ortodoksyjną z Yeshiva University. Pełnił funkcję rabina społeczności żydowskiej w Japonii w latach 80., gdzie był zaangażowany w uznaniu Sugihara, byłego konsula Japonii w Kownie, jako sprawiedliwego wśród narodów świata. W latach 70. jako student Schudrich podróżował wraz z grupami żydowskimi po Europie Wschodniej, gdzie spotykał się z ocalałymi społecznościami żydowskimi. W 1990 roku Schudrich rozpoczął pracę dla Fundacji Ronalda Laudera. Do końca lat 90. zamieszkiwał w Warszawie. W czerwcu 2000 roku Michael Schudrich powrócił do Polski jako rabin Warszawy i Łodzi, a w grudniu 2004 roku został mianowany naczelnym rabinem Polski. Rabin Schudrich jest laureatem wielu nagród i medali. Ma jedną córkę, Arianą. It is my pleasure now to introduce Ronald S. Lauder, President of the World Jewish Congress and an honorary member of FJHP's advisory board, who will deliver words of honor for Rabbi Michael Schudrich.
It's my great pleasure to speak to you today as the Jewish heritage of Poland honors your country's chief rabbi, Michael Schudrich. Rabbi Michael Schudrich, I must say, I believe this is the perfect award for a man who has had such a huge and very important impact, not just in the Jewish community of Poland, but of all of Poland. But let me go back for a second. I first came to Poland almost 50 years ago, and I was determined to see if there was any Jewish community there. After wandering around, I went to the Nizik synagogue, I hope I said it right, and there were about 5 or 6 old men there. I came up and I said, does anyone speak English? I found one man and I said, is there any Jewish community there? He said, no. And I said to myself, There must be Jews in Poland. But I let it sit. It wasn't until years later, I think it was 1987, I just come back as ambassador from U.S. ambassador to Austria. And I met Rabbi Haskell Besser. And Rabbi Besser was the person who had the greatest influence on me in Jewish life. He was born in Poland and left Poland, luckily, on September 1st, 1939. And he said, yes, there are many Jews there, but most of them are hidden. I said, well, how can we find them? He said, what we have to do is start to build a Jewish community. So I said, well, first thing we need is a rabbi. He says, I have one. He's just leaving Tokyo now. I said, how can you find a Jewish rabbi in Tokyo? He said, let me do it. I met Michael Schudrich, and it was love at first sight. This was the right man. And we then, after a little bit of teaching and working together, sent him there. And the rest is history. Michael Schudrich was perhaps one of the greatest rabbis I've seen, but more important, he knew how to connect with people, particularly young people. And what we've seen over the years is his ability to build not only a Jewish community, but a community that reached out all over Poland. And today, it's amazing what he's accomplished. I recently went to the synagogue again, and it was full of people, full of Jewish people. We have a school there, and the Jewish students. And it's amazing what this man has accomplished. I don't think there's any other person in the world, rabbi or anyone else, could have accomplished what Rabbi Michael Schudrich accomplished. And I'm so honored that he was involved with my foundation, and I'm so honored that he has received an award for what he's done, because what he's done is truly amazing. God bless you, Michael Schudrich, and may you continue to prosper and do things for the Jewish community in Poland, and for all the Jews out there, realizing that there is a man, one man, who made a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lauder. I am now pleased to introduce the next speaker to say some words of honor about Rabbi Schudrich, and that is Piotr Pukta.
Thank you.
Piotr Pukta, just so everyone knows, is the diplomat who opened in Tel Aviv what eventually became the Polish embassy to Israel. He later served as Polish ambassador to two other Middle Eastern governments, and then he served as chair of the Polish delegation to the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Piotr Pukta has been the Director General of FJHP, the Foundation for the Preservation of Jewish Heritage in Poland, for the past 6 years. He brings kindness and sensitivity to every conversation and to all his work. And I am grateful, and I know everyone who works with him is grateful to have the opportunity to work alongside him. And I thank you, Piotr, for your time.
Thank you, Dan, for inviting me to this incredible event. From my perspective, I would like to speak about my first meetings with Rabbi Michael Schudrich. This was just after I came back to Warsaw after my first mission to Tel Aviv. As you mentioned, this mission had to do with establishing Polish embassy after almost 20 years of lack of diplomatic relations between Poland and Israel. And when I came back home, Rabbi Michael Schudrich was one of the first people whom I met and with whom I started to discuss possibilities of bringing more cooperation between Poland and Israel and Poland and the Jewish world. Through all those years that I know Michael Schudrich, Rabbi Michael Schudrich, I know that he's not only putting a great effort to build a new Jewish community in Poland, to strengthen the relations between members of the Jewish community in Poland, but also he has committed a lot of efforts to build strong, friendly relations between Israel, between Poland and Israel, between Poland and the Jewish world. My history of contacts with Rabbi Michael Schudrich became stronger when I joined FODS, the Foundation for the Preservation of Jewish Heritage in Poland. At this moment, I acquired a strong bond with Rabbi Michael Schudrich because of the joint effort that FODS and the Chief Rabbi of Poland attach to the preservation not only of the Jewish heritage, but also to remembrance of the long history of Jewish presence in Poland. From my perspective, what is extremely important in relations that we have with Rabbi Michael Schudrich is that he is not only incredible expert in the Jewish preservation of Jewish cemeteries, but also he has a very important way of accepting various problems and various situations which stem from the fact that in many places of today Poland, there are no more Jewish organized communities, and the preservation is taken care of by individual volunteers, individual guardians, or civil society institution. In such environment, Rabbi Michael Schudrich expresses not only understanding, but also a broad way of communicating with various stakeholders. And for me, it is a true privilege and honor to address today's event and to mention that I believe that honoring Rabbi Schudrich with this title, with this commemoration, means that we will have a strong bond with a person who truly believes in the preservation of Jewish heritage in Poland. Thank you.
Thank you, Piotr. Now we come to the presentation of the gift for Rabbi Schudrich. We are pleased to present to Rabbi Schudrich a fabric challah cover made especially for you, Rabbi Schudrich. It depicts the Nozick Synagogue, seat of the Chief Rabbi of Poland. It was made and donated by my wife, artist Jeanette Kuvenoren, and its underlining reads, "For Michael Schudrich, Chief Rabbi of Poland, in recognition of decades of distinguished service. I know that Rabbi Schudrich knows this already, and some of you know, but for our broad audience, a challah cover is not only a practical linen to cover bread before it is ready to be served at a Shabbat meal, but it is also a symbol of the need for each of us to be respectful of the dignity of each other. We hope that this gift is fitting because in your work to nurture the Jewish community of Poland and to commemorate and protect Jewish cemeteries of Poland and to build bridges with the people of Poland, all the people of Poland, you remind all around you of the value of tolerance and respect.
What an amazing honor from an amazing organization. Thank you. It's, I'm not used to getting these awards. And really what Ronald Zorn had to say, whatever I've been able to do, it's really thanks to Rabbi Chaskel Besser, Zatzal, and Ronald Lauder. They're the ones that started me. Ronald's been supporting me now for over 30 years. And their cooperation, our work together is just amazing. Ja bardzo chcę podziękować przede wszystkim Rabbi Chaskel Besser, błogosławiony pamięć, i Ronald Lauder, którzy naprawdę bez ich poparcia, ich współpracy nie było możliwe, czy zaraz robić, co ja robiłem. But it's really important that everyone realizes that whatever success we have in Poland, really in many other situations, it's the success of cooperation. It's the fact that so many people work together to get to this goal of reaching out to the hidden Jews of Poland, nurturing, engaging, teaching, experiencing, supporting. It's really because we do it together that we can succeed. No one person can do it by themselves. And really, whatever award you're giving me, and I thank you very much. And thank you very much to Ronald Lauder for his amazing words, and to Piotr Puchte for your amazing words. It's really a testament to what cooperation can do and can succeed. I to jest te współpracy. Jeżeli nie było wiele innych osób, które pracowali na ten sam cel, poparcie Żydów w Polsce, którzy teraz, ostatnich kilkadziesiąt lat, wiedzą teraz o pochodzeniu żydowskim, tej poparcie, edukacja, być razem, wspólne, to nie było możliwe. To nie było możliwe. Jeden człowiek nie mógł robić wszystko. And I'm thinking really about the Torah portion that we just read yesterday, Vayigash, and this whole unbelievable story that's gone over the last few parshiot, where in yesterday's parsha, Yosef reveals himself to his brothers. And this amazing scenario, this amazing situation, where finally the brothers recognize that Yosef is Yosef and one of theirs, is so much reminiscent of what happened over the last 30 years when people in Poland discovered their Jewish identity, and the Jews of the world then say, wow, we found Yosef. And what Yosef says for the first words he says is, Ani Yosef, I am Joseph, I am your brother. And our only response can be to support, to engage, to hug, and bring Yosef back into the family of the Jewish world. And that's what we're doing in Poland. I wtedy niesamowite, tylko wczoraj czytaliśmy nasze Parshat Shavua, niesamowite epizodach historii żydowskiej, kiedy Józef nareszcie powiedział jego bracie, że on jest Józef. Józef, który był ukryty. Józef, który nie powiedział przez wiele lat, że on jest Żyd. Teraz mogą mówić do jego braci, jestem twój brat. I reakcja braci to jest, my akceptujemy. I to jest tak samo ostatnie 30 lat. Kiedy wiele Józef w Polsce ukrywali prawdziwe tożsamość żydowską i my, świat żydowski, musimy mówić tak samo. My wiemy, ty jesteś Józef. Witam z powrotem w rodzinę. And so it's really about cooperation. It's not about one person. But I'm thrilled to receive the award. And also I want to say thank you for the beautiful gift, amazing challah cover, amazing photo of my beloved shul, and wonderful inscription. I też oczywiście bardzo chcę podziękować na przepiękny nagrody, przepiękne prezenty, te niesamowite challah cover razem z moim ulubionym synagodze Żyków i niesamowite napisy. But there's one more thing I want to say, and that is I should be giving everyone else the award. Because who else do you know that gets to spend days and nights listening to the stories of Joseph when he says, I'm ready to be part of the family again. And for over 30 years, I've listened to hundreds, maybe more than hundreds of stories of people who've discovered who now want to figure out what it means to be Jewish. I'm the one should be thanking all of you because I just have this amazing life. And I get to be that person that helps hundreds and thousands of our Jews of Poland to reconnect to our Jewish family around the world. And so I really just want to say thank you to you. I naprawdę ja chcę podziękować was. Ponieważ kto ma takie rzeczy jak ja? Ja słyszałem setki historii, być może więcej jak setki, od ludzi, którzy ukrywali prawdziwe tożsamość żydowską. Ja jestem ten człowiek, nie tylko ja, ale też ja, który ma ten wielki zaszczyt słuchać takie historie. Czy ja mogę być ten człowiek, który mogę pomóc, taki człowiek, taki Józef, który dzisiaj jest gotów mówić, ja jestem Józef. I mówię, witamy z powrotem do rodziny. To jest niesamowite. I summa summarum, ja chcę podziękować was na takie rzeczy, które ja mam. So with that, I just want to say again, thank you to all of you. Jeszcze raz bardzo chcę mówić dla wszystkich. Bardzo dziękuję. And we should go on to do many more wonderful things together. Będzie udało się robić dalej wiele więcej dobrych rzeczy razem. Thank you. Toda Rabba. Dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you. And now we come to the second part of our program to honor Adam Bartosz. It's my pleasure to once again call upon Elizabeth Schanzer to introduce Adam, equally deserving of recognition for his work.
Jest dla mnie wielkim zaszczytem przedstawić Adama Bartosza z okazji otrzymania przez niego zasłużone nagrody od Friends of Jewish Heritage in Poland. Adam Bartosz, etnograf i muzealnik, emerytowany, wieloletni dyrektor Muzeum Okręgowego w Tarnowie. Jego głównym zainteresowaniem było badanie historii, kultury Romów i Żydów. Na początku lat 80. organizował wystawę Żydzi Tarnowa, pierwszą powojenną wystawę o Żydach w Polsce. Następnie stworzył stałą wystawę Historia i kultura Cyganów Romów. Pierwszą tego typu wystawę na świecie, znaną jako Muzeum Romów. Adam jest autorem licznych studiów na temat historii Romów, Żydów i regionu, które zostały opublikowane zarówno w Polsce, jak i za granicą. Adam Bartosz wykłada kulturę i historię Romów na Uniwersytecie Pedagogicznym w Krakowie. Od ponad 30 lat jest przewodniczącym Komitetu Ochrony Dziedzictwa Żydowskiego w Tarnowie oraz Stowarzyszenia Kultury Tarnowskiej. Dzięki jego staraniom odnowiono historyczny cmentarz żydowski w Tarnowie. Jest również odpowiedzialny za renowację kilku innych żydowskich cmentarzy i pomników w Polsce. 1,5 roku temu Adam Bartosz został honorowym obywatelem miasta Tarnowa. Decyzję o nadaniu mu tego tytułu podjęli radni Tarnowa, uznając wybitne zasługi Adama Bartosza dla Polski i miasta Tarnowa. Adam Bartosz został doceniony za niezwykłe zaangażowanie w rozwój kultury oraz działalność na rzecz rozwoju i popularyzacji badań nad wielokulturową historią Tarnowa, w tym historią Romów i Żydów. It is a great honor for me to introduce Adam Bartosz on the occasion of his receiving this well-deserved award from Friends of Jewish Heritage in Poland. Adam Bartosz, ethnographer and museologist, was the director of the Regional Museum in Tarnów from 1980 to 2012. His key focus has been the study of both Roma and Jewish history and culture. In 1982, Adam mounted the first exhibition after the war about Jews in Poland, and it was about the Tarnów Jews. He also created the permanent exhibition of Gypsies, Roma history and culture in 1990. It was the first exhibition of its kind in the world, which is known as the Roma Museum. Adam is the author of numerous studies of Roma, Jews, and regional history, which have been published locally as well as abroad. Adam Bartosz teaches Roma culture and history at the Pedagogic University in Krakow. For over 30 years, he has been the chairman of the Committee for the Preservation of Jewish Heritage in Tarnów, as well as the Tarnów Cultural Association. Through his leadership, the historical Jewish cemetery in Tarnów has now been restored. He is also responsible for the renovation of several other Jewish cemeteries and monuments in Poland. In June of 2023, Adam Bartosz became an honorary citizen of the city of Tarnów. The decision to grant him such a title was made by the Tarnów counselors in recognition of his outstanding merits for the Republic of Poland and the community of the city of Tarnów. Adam Bartosz was recognized for his extraordinary commitment to the cultural development and activities for the development and popularization of research on the multicultural history of Tarnów, including the history of Roma and Jews. We will now present a short clip taken from an interview conducted by Leora Tech, who has given us permission to share it with all of you.
No, ja szukałem pewnej egzotyki jako student. Myślałem, że będę może w Ameryce Południowej albo w Afryce jakieś plemiona badał, ale się okazało, że ta egzotyka jest tu blisko. Z jednej strony Cyganie. Jak ja zacząłem wśród Cyganów mieszkać, badania robić, mało kto w Polsce się tym zajmował. A z drugiej strony Żydzi. Egzotyka, której nie ma. Mój przyjaciel etnograf ze starszego pokolenia w latach 60., a więc 20 lat po wojnie, pisał w swojej książce, rozumiesz co mówię, pisał: my dzisiaj wiemy więcej o kulturze Afryki i Ameryki Południowej niż o Żydach. Tak było 20 lat po wojnie.
Co ja mogę mówić o nasz lubiony Adam Bartosz? Pierwsze, ja mówię o Adam zawsze Tarnowy Rabbi. So what am I supposed to say about Adam Bartosz, our beloved Adam? Because I always called him the Tarnowy Rabbi. Ja już nie pamiętam, kiedy ja spotkałem Adam pierwszy raz, ale to było na mnie 30 lat temu. I ja pamiętam, że Rabbi Besser powiedział mi, jest bardzo ważny, dobry człowiek w Tarnowie. Mogę zaufać, mogę być pewny od wszystkiego, które on robi. I dla mnie to był najważniejsze rekomendacje, które mogą być. And I remember something 30 plus years ago, when I first heard about Adam Bartosz, I heard the first time about him from Rabbi Besser, blessed memory. And he said, you can trust everything he says. You believe in him. He's a really good guy. He's the real thing. Oczywiście Rabbi Besser ma rację. Ale nie tylko Rabbi Besser ma rację. Ale ja wiedziałem ostatnie 30 plus lat, tak prawdę to jest. To jest człowiek, który dawał całe jego życie pomoc nasze dziedzictwo żydowskie i nie tylko. Romi Sinti, w Tarnowie, w rejonie niesamowite. Nie ma drugi taki człowiek. And so, in the last 30 years, not only, of course, Rabbi Besser was right, but I really have seen it and experienced myself over 30 years of what Adam has given to the preservation of Jewish heritage in Tarnów, and not only Jewish heritage, but also Romi Sinti heritage, and Tarnów in surrounding areas. Anything somewhere near Tarnów, Adam is the guy you go to, and he's going to help you. To jest nieważne, na który temat to jest, jeżeli to jest w rejonie Tarnów i to jest żydowski, to Adam to jest ten adres, to jest ten człowiek, który będzie pomóc ciebie. I nie tylko tak, ale starym, myślę o kilka słów. Pierwsze to jest uczciwy. Uczciwy, kiedy to jest trudne. Uczciwy, kiedy innych ludzi nie szanuje. Ale nieważne. Adam zawsze był, jest i będzie uczciwy. And so I'm trying to think of a few words that describe Adam. One is honest. As we say in English, honest sometimes even to a fault. When other people don't want to hear about honest. Adam will always be honest, will be straight. And this is something that I so deeply respect. Drugie słowo to jest skromny. Adam ma problem rozumieć, jak on wielki on jest. Często ja słyszę, to jest tylko normalne. To jest prawda, jest tylko normalne, ale brakuje normalne w naszym świecie. And also it's humility. Really, Adam doesn't even recognize he's done anything great or important. And it's like, well, just being normal. The problem is that we're missing normal in this world. And Adam is a great example of just what being a normal human being is. I jeszcze jedno słowo. Być może to jest, mam nadzieję, każdy będzie rozumieć, ale też bardzo ważna cecha to jest, Adam jest oparty. That one more word which maybe you might think of right away, but Adam is also very stubborn. On nie rezygnuje. Nieważne, czy ja ma pieniądze, nie ma tu, nie ma. On da radę. On załatwił. The stubbornness is what really has made him also, along with the honesty and the humility, a great success, because he never gives up. Kończyliśmy Chanukah kilka dni temu. I cud chanukowy, ten mały butelką olej na 1 dzień, był na 8 dni. Ja nie wiem, czy to jest taki wielki cud. Ja myślę, że to nie był cud. Był cud, ale to jest nie. Gdzie był cud? Cud to było Kohen Gadol, wielki kapłan, który miał wiarę, że powinno zaczynać robić coś. Będzie zapalić menora. Mimo to brakuje. On wie, czy musi poczekać tydzień czasu. To będzie następny specjalny olej oliwy zapalić Hanukkah. Menora, no nie Hanukkah, menora. I to był jego wielki wiarę, że mimo to brakuje, ja będę zapalić menora. To jest wielki cud. Ile razy my brakujemy tu, tamto i wiele osób będzie, słuchaj, nie mogę zaczynać, ponieważ brakuje. Adam jest jak ten Kohen Gadol, wielki kapłan, dawno temu w czasie Chanukah. Nieważne, czy brakuje. Nieważne, czy my mamy olej na 1 dzień, powinno być na 8 dni. My zaczynamy, my robimy. I wiesz co? Adam, w jaki sposób ty jesteś żyjący cud chanukowy. Dalej, jak nie wiem, nawet czasami ja, ale udało się robić wiele rzeczy, mimo to, czego brakuje. And so, just a few days ago, we finished Hanukkah, this great miracle of Hanukkah, that the little bottle of oil was supposed to be for 1 day, lasted for 8 days. I'm not sure it's such a great miracle. Where was the real miracle? Was in the Kohen Gadol, in the high priest, who was standing there before the menorah and knew he didn't have enough. He was missing. He had enough for 1 day, he needed for 8 days. And it didn't stop him, it didn't paralyze him. So many people would just say, forget about it. We'll wait, He said, no, I'm going to light with what I have, even though I don't have enough, and we're going to make it work. And that's Adam. How many times, Adam, you went out, they did a project, they were missing this and that, usually money, and you went out and you did it anyway, even though it was missing. And somehow, miraculously, you got it done. Because Adam, you're a living example of the miracle of Hanukkah. And that's the miracle of the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, who didn't say, give up or wait. He said, we move forward, even though we're missing what we really need. And somehow you make it work. Adam, mazel tov.
Adam, w dniu dzisiejszej uroczystości to wielki zaszczyt przedstawić Państwu Adama Bartosza. Od ponad 40 lat Adam Bartosz z wielką dedykacją pielęgnuje historię i kulturę Żydów tarnowskich. Dba, by ich wkład w życie miasta Tarnowa nie został zapomniany. Przez stulecia była to bogata społeczność, która jeszcze przed II wojną światową stanowiła prawie połowę mieszkańców miasta, czyli około 25 000. Obecnie w Tarnowie nie mieszkają żadni potomkowie ocalałych. Nie ma już Żydów w Tarnowie. Moja rodzina ma głębokie korzenie w tym mieście. Po raz pierwszy odwiedziłam Tarnów z moją mamą w połowie lat 70., ale dopiero po wizycie w 2009 roku zdecydowałam się, by odnowić groby mojej rodziny, które znajdują się na historycznym cmentarzu żydowskim w Tarnowie. Wówczas skontaktowałam się z Muzeum Okręgowym z ogólnym zapytaniem i byłam zaskoczona szybką odpowiedzią Adama Bartosza. Wyjaśnił mi swoją pracę i to, jak od końca lat 80. starał się uporządkować cmentarz. Dzięki wskazówkom i pomocy Adama groby szancerów zostały pięknie odrestaurowane. Od Adama dowiedziałam się również wiele więcej o historii Tarnowa i roli, jaką odegrali Żydzi w historii miasta. Ponad 30 lat temu Adam Bartosz założył Komitet Ochrony Dziedzictwa Żydowskiego w Tarnowie. Uznał, że ważnym jest, aby mieć sposób na dokumentowanie, zachowanie i popularyzację wiedzy o żydowskiej przeszłości Tarnowa. Komitet to forum, na którym można wymieniać informacje i uczyć wszystkich zainteresowanych, jak i potomków tarnowskich Żydów o byłych żydowskich mieszkańcach, których już nie ma, ale którzy stanowili znaczącą część tego miasta. Obecnie komitet ma stronę na Facebooku z ponad 1000 członków, na której udostępniane są informacje i historie. Ale wszystko zaczęło się od jednej kluczowej osoby, Adama Bartosza. W 2016 roku Adam i ja spotkaliśmy się w kawiarni żydowskiego Muzeum Galicja w Krakowie. Adam chciał omówić ewentualny projekt, renowację całego cmentarza żydowskiego w Tarnowie. Wyjaśnił, że może ubiegać się o dotacje z Unii Europejskiej, która zapewni 3/4 niezbędnych funduszy. Pozostałe środki finansowe musiałyby zebrać nasz Komitet Ochrony Dziedzictwa Żydowskiego. Pokazał mi plany i zapytał, czy Uważam, że będzie to możliwe. Czy powinniśmy to zrobić? Bez wahania powiedziałam, że tak. Ale szczerze mówiąc, nie byłam pewna. Pieniądze zostały przyznane i wszyscy przystąpiliśmy do pracy nad zebraniem pozostałych funduszy. W 2019 roku mogliśmy ponownie poświęcić ważny historyczny cmentarz żydowski. To nie byłoby nigdy możliwe bez determinacji, entuzjazmu i przewodnictwa Adama Bartosza. Muszę wspomnieć, że Adam był również inicjatorem innych projektów renowacji cmentarzy w regionie tarnowskim. Jako potomkini Żydów z Tarnowa wiem, że pamięć o 25 tysiącach, którzy żyli i prosperowali tam przed wojną, jest podtrzymywana dzięki nadzwyczajnym wysiłkom Adama Bartosza. Jest on naszym mistrzem i najbardziej zasługuje na zaszczyt, który otrzymuje dzisiaj. Dziękuję Adamie Bartoszu. I will say it in English. It is a great pleasure for me to speak about Adam Bartosz on this special occasion. For more than 40 years, he has been dedicated to preserving the history, culture, and contributions of the Jews of Tarnów. A vibrant community for centuries, the Jews made up about 50% of Tarnov's inhabitants, or about 25,000 before World War II. Today, there are no descendants of survivors living in Tarnów. There are no Jews. My family has deep roots in Tarnów. I first visited the city in 1976 with my mother, but it wasn't until after a visit in 2009 that I decided to undertake the restoration of my family's grave sites in the historic Jewish cemetery. I reached out to the regional museum with a general inquiry and was surprised to receive a prompt response from Adam Bartosz. He explained his work and how he'd been trying to clean up the cemetery since 1989. Through Adam's guidance and assistance, the Schanzer grave sites were beautifully restored. But I also learned so much more from him about the history of Tarnów and the role that the Jews had played there. Over 30 years ago, he had formed the Committee for the Preservation of Jewish Heritage in Tarnów. He recognized then that it was important to have a way to provide and preserve information about Tarnov's Jewish past. It was a forum to educate descendants and others about a people that no longer existed in Tarnów, but had made up the fabric of that city. The committee now has a Facebook page of over 1,000 members where information and histories are shared. This all started with one key person, Adam Bartosz. In 2016, Adam and I met in the cafe of the Galicia Jewish Museum in Prague. He wanted to discuss a possible project, the renovation of the entire Jewish cemetery in Tarnów. He explained that he could apply for an EU grant that would provide 3/4 of the necessary funds. The remaining funds would have to be raised by our committee. He showed me the plans and asked if I thought that this would be possible. Should we do it? Without hesitation, I said yes. Frankly, though, I was not sure. The monies were granted, and we all proceeded to work on raising the remaining funds. In 2019, we were able to rededicate the important historical Jewish cemetery. Again, without the dedication and leadership of Adam Bartosz, this never would have been possible. I should mention that he has also heralded many other cemetery projects in the region, all successful. As a descendant of Jews from Tarnów, I know that the memory of the 25,000 who lived and thrived there before the war is kept alive through the incredible efforts of Adam Bartosz. He is our champion, and he is most deserving of the honor that he is receiving today. Thank you, Adam.
Adam Bartosz, we are pleased to present you also with a fabric challah cover donated by artist Jeanette Kuvan-Oren. As you know, not everyone on the Zoom event knows, this is a photograph of the bima, the central bima of the Tarnów synagogue, standing right outside your office, symbol of the survival in memory and here, at least physically, of the Jewish community of Tarnów. We hope that it brings you good memories every day of all the good work that you do. And it reads, for Adam Bartosz, in recognition of a lifetime of distinguished service. As we heard, you too are a prophet of encouraging all peoples to respect each other.
Bardzo dziękuję Dan. Elizabeth, jestem bardzo, bardzo wzruszony.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Elizabeth. I am very, very moved.
Dzisiaj spotyka mnie podwójny zaszczyt. To nie tylko ta symboliczna nagroda, którą otrzymuję z rąk tak bardzo szanowanych przeze mnie ludzi, ale to również towarzystwo rabina Michaela Schudricha, który zostaje wraz ze mną uhonorowany.
Today I am receiving a double honor. It is not only the award that I am receiving from people I respect so much. It is also the company of Rabbi Michael Schudrich, who I am being honored together with.
Może ja przypomnę teraz Michaelowi, odkąd liczy się nasza znajomość.
Perhaps I should now remind Michael since when our friendship began.
Wiele lat temu spotkaliśmy się na placu koło tarnowskiej bimy.
Many years ago, we have met in a little square near the Bima, the remnants of the old synagogue in Tarnów.
Ja wtedy szedłem z Magdą, z moją córką, która miała wtedy pewnie troszkę więcej niż 10 lat, a naprzeciw nas szedł niewysoki mężczyzna w kipie na głowie i na ramionach trzymał dziewczynkę, córkę, taką mniej więcej 2-3-letnią.
I was walking, holding my few-year-old daughter Magda by the hand, and in front of us walked a slim man in a kippah on his head, carrying his 2 or 3 years old daughter on his shoulder.
Wtedy właśnie Michael przyjechał z Ameryki i pewnie nie wiedział, jak wiele lat spędzi później w Polsce.
Michael has just arrived from America then, and he probably didn't know that he would spend a significant part of his life in Poland.
I tak z Michaelem spotykamy się w różnych okolicznościach od blisko 40 lat.
And since then, we've been meeting with Michael in various circumstances for almost 40 years.
A dzisiejszą uroczystość zawdzięczam trójce kolejnych przyjaciół, którzy są dla naszego komitetu bardzo wielkim wsparciem w naszych działaniach o zachowaniu pamięci o zamordowanym żydowskim narodzie.
And I owe today's ceremony to 3 more friends who are a huge support for the committee in our efforts to preserve the memory of the murdered Jewish nation.
Bardzo wam za to dziękuję, Danowi, Elizabeth, Jill i całemu zespołowi waszej fundacji.
I thank you, Dan Oren, Elizabeth Chancer, and Jill Liebman for this distinction with all my heart.
Każde wyróżnienie, jakie otrzymuję, każde podziękowanie zawsze traktuję jako kolejne zobowiązanie.
I always treat every distinction or other form of thanks as yet another obligation.
I ta nagroda jest dla mnie nie tylko zaszczytem, ale też bardzo ważnym zobowiązaniem wobec was, wobec waszych oczekiwań.
So also this award is not only a great honor for me, but also a great obligation to you and to your expectations.
Dlatego też bardzo liczę na waszą dalszą pomoc, na wsparcie naszego niewielkiego zespołu, który tak bardzo mocno emocjonalnie angażuje się w zachowanie żydowskiego dziedzictwa.
That is why I am counting on your continued help and support for our small team who is so emotionally involved in preserving Jewish heritage.
Staram się dziękować też naszym kolegom z Komitetu Opieki nad Zabytkami Żydowskimi. Oni na ogół pozostają w cieniu, ale dzisiaj kilkoro z nich tutaj jest z nami.
I also would like to thank my colleagues, friends from the Committee for Preservation of Jewish Heritage, who are, some of them are here with me, although usually they remain in the shadow.
Chciałbym też wspomnieć o życzliwości naszych lokalnych władz, kolejnych prezydentach Tarnowa, urzędników, ludzi przyjaznych naszej pracy. I jak to symptomatyczne, proszę zobaczyć, jest tu ze mną do niedawna kilku kadencji prezydent Tarnowa, Roman Ciepiela, jest pani Agnieszka Kawa, która jest wiceprezydentem. I to są ludzie, na których pomoc zawsze liczymy i będziemy liczyć.
I would like to mention as well the kindness of our local authorities, successive mayors of Tarnów, city officials, and people who are supporting and friendly towards our work. How significant it is to have today sitting next to me the former mayor Roman Ciepiela and Agnieszka Kawa, who has been serving another term as deputy mayor of Tarnów. I would like to thank them for their many years of support, which I hope will continue.
Zaszczyty, podziękowania spadają na mnie, ale to jest rezultat wysiłku wielu ludzi przyjaznych naszym działaniom.
The distinctions and thanks always fall on me, but this is my successes and achievements are the work of many other people.
Bardzo dziękuję wszystkim, którzy nas oglądają i pozdrawiam w nowym roku.
So thank you to all of who's watching us and best wishes for the new year.
Thank you.
Now we're going to come to a conclusion. Before people sign off, I want to thank everyone for your patience with our few technical glitches. I would like to call your attention to two upcoming webinars that are being co-sponsored by Friends of Jewish Heritage Poland and FUDGE. The first will be on February 4th, a Tuesday at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time in the US, 8 p.m., 20 o'clock in Polish time. This is a presentation by Krzysztof Bielowski of FUDGE about his new book, newly published in English. It was published in Poland a couple years ago, The Destruction of Jewish Cemeteries in Poland, an exceptionally important book. And Krzysztof has a wealth of knowledge to share with us. And I encourage all who are interested in this area to please join us for that seminar. Details on how to sign up will be forthcoming. And then 2 weeks after that, Friends of Jewish Cemeteries in Poland, an affiliate group of Friends of Jewish Heritage in Poland, has put together a guidebook for Jewish cemetery restoration. And Bill Brostoff, who is the source, the wisdom behind the guidebook, the editor, will be presenting about that. And it's really an important source of information for anyone who seeks to try to work on protecting, restoring, preserving what can be done of their ancestral cemetery in Poland. I would like also to remind people nothing in the world comes without hard work, and you've heard from Adam and from Adam Bartosz and from Rabbi Schudrich about the hard work. It also requires support. If anybody is moved either today or at any time to support the work that Fudge is doing, the work that we're doing across Poland, one easy way to donate is through the Jewish Heritage jewishheritagepoland.org/donate on the website, or if you hold up your phone to the QR code, it'll take you right to a donation page. And then let me conclude with special thanks to Mr. Ronald Lauder, Mr. Piotr Pukta, Ms. Elizabeth Schanzer, Ms. Magda Bartosz, a translator for Adam Bartosz, Ms. Leora Tech, who allowed us to use her video, Jeanette Kuvan-Oren, my wife, the artist, and my daughter, Amalia Oren-Blyden, for helping. And I thank all of you for joining us today. I wish everyone well. Thank you.